Hi everybody, today I want to examine a little bit the code of shooter. This code made to move our character here, and this is made by code by Russ is making this great tutorial about platform. So let's explain a little bit what he has done. He has made a he has made this screen here, the surface. This is the main surface where the game will be displayed, and it is 800 for this formula here. There is practically 800 for 0.8. There is 6 and okay, 640, and then this is the name of the window. This is the clock for the frame rate, and it is made at 70 frames per second. This is a gravity variable. That means that things will fall down like here at this rate. Let me try to see if I change this to this, what happens. You see it falls quickly more. Instead, if I put this to, let's put a negative number and see what happens. Okay, it's flying. Okay, and so this is the gravity. If I put it right, it will jump a bit and then turn back again. Then you have move left and move right to see where he is facing, and then we have the background color, this greenish thing, and red color. There is that line, and then we have the to draw the background. We fill with this greenish color the screen, so that we delete every frame the screen, so that we don't see any trace left by the previous position of the sprite. And then we have this, it draws every time, every frame, this red line that you see here, that is just for the tutorial purpose. So then we have the class soldier that is used to display our soldier, and but we will see that one later. And then we have here the while loop that makes the game run forever, where it says that the frame rate is 60 frames per second, where it draws the background as we've seen before. It's just that red line and the clearing of the screen. Then we have this update animation, the player class that is used to make the animation, to draw the player and the enemy. If I hide this, I think we should see only this one. We don't need the enemy at this point. Okay, and well, this is for some other action. When we press the key A, D, K, V and escape, it will go here, and K up and K. Okay, and this is when you leave the button. It won't move anymore, and this is the app game displayed. Okay, and everything is cool. And we should have also the here it is, the pygame quit thing, when we want to quit the window. So let's go into the self player and the class soldier to that is an instance, and here you get player that it is instance of soldier, and this enemy too. We don't need for the moment the enemy. So let's go and see how this player is made. We get the name of the player, and then we have the position, initial position, and 3 and 5. We're gonna see what are they. Okay, this class soldier is inherited, is comes from the class sprite, so it's inheriting something about this class, and it is alive. It has this boolean value to see if it's alive or not. Chart type, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna discover it mm, where is chart type? We will see where it is. The speed here is 5, as you can see. It's good to have a way to control the speed of the player. Maybe in the game you can set some nice thing. Then we have the direction, that is maybe one is for right or left, and you see it's right, it's directed to the right. And then we have the bell Y, this is the how he falls, probably. Jump, if it's jumping, if it's in the air. If a flip, it means that it's facing right, so it's not flipped, the image. And then we have the image list. This will have the animation. As you can see that when he's idling, he is moving here, so it's cycling through an animation while he is standing, and so the animation list will contain the different images. Then we have the frame index to understand at what if it is at the end, it will start again thanks to this frame index. Then we have action. We will see later what is this, and then we have update time. Okay, this takes this pygame time dot get ticks takes the time when you create distance, and so it fixes when it starts, when it's created, so you can see how much time is passed since when it is created. Okay, so animation types, it's idle, run, and jump, the three kind of action that you can do. This is idle, this is jump, and this is run. You see, are different kind of animations. When it jumps, it just doesn't do anything, it's just crouch, something like that. So for animation, in animation types, we get this empty list. Number of frames, let me see what it does. Okay, it counts the number of frames of the images, self chart type of character. Okay, chart type, so it's the chart type. Let me see. Here it is. Chart type, it's the player. So self chart type, so if you go into the image folder, if you go into the image folder, and let me see, I have lost my my file. Let me go back to here. Okay, if you go into the image folder, you will see there is player and different states. So if the chart type is player, it will go into it will look into this folder player and into the animation idle, run, and jump, and this will load all the images. So it will load the images here. So for in range number of frames, and the number of frames are seen into this image player and idle. You see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 images. So it will load all the images and then will scale all of them so that they are in a scale of 3, I think. It's a little image that will be made 3 times bigger with this transform pygame transfer dot scale. So it is first reloaded, then scaled, and then it will be appended to a temporary list and self animation list append temp list. So we will have this. We can do also, we can change this, and but we will see this later, because I think it's better to load them forever and not just well, we will see. Then self image, it will be the self animation list, self action, self frame index. It will be the index is 0, and okay, it will load the from this animation list the self action. It means that the first action is 0, and so action 0, it means that uh, this animation list is a list of lists, and okay, it's a list of lists because here for animation types, it has this list, and this list. It gets 3 lists. So this is 0, 1, and 2. So it will be animation list self action at the beginning will be 0. So it will be idle, and the animation is this the first animation of the idle, and then this is to take the rectangle position where the sprite is, and this is centered. Okay, and then to move this thing here, we get the def move and update animation and update action. So if you see here in the while loop that makes everything run, you see here that we have update animation. So let's go into the app. Once you have created the, the sprite, you will go to update animation, and let's see what happens. Animation cooldown, it's 100. Then we have self image equals self animation list, the animation, the first frame, the first image is this one. That is okay, it's always this one. I don't know if this is, let me see if I do not, if I hide this, what happens. Okay, it doesn't update. Okay, and so if instead you see now that it's animated. Okay, so let me see what happens if okay, we don't have the attribute image, okay, because it is created here, the self. Okay, okay, so the update animation will the frame index you see here, it's when pygame time that get ticks minus self update time, it's more than 100, it will get again the restart the time, and increment the index. So you see that now the animation here, it's always has the same velocity, even if I go and make this one the double of the frame. Let me see. You see here now it's the animation, it's independent by the frame rate. You see that it's always the same, I think, even if the jump is affected by the frame rate. Let me go back to 60 and see if you see the animation. You see the animation even if I multiplied for 3 here, but the speed instead it's okay. So the animation isn't affected by the frame rate, thanks to this thing here. to this animation cooldown. And so that's all. That's everything. And the death move, it's then we have the play. Okay, this is the update animation. Then we see the player draw. It's here. It's just it's just splitting the image on the screen. Okay, so with the self flip, there is becomes, you see, moving left and moving right, and becomes true when you press A or D, and you will see here that and if you see here move, if moving left, the self speed will be negative, the flip will be true, and the direction will be -1 instead if it's right. So the move this move function is called let me see when it is called. If player alive, you see, if player in air, it will be update action to 2. If it's moving left to 1, if instead it's not moving left but it's right, it will go to 0. And then the player with moving left, moving right. So when it goes to move, so if it's alive, it will go. If moving left, it will set the speed to be negative, and will flip the image, and the direction will be -1. Okay, so that is how it works, and the update action is used here to change the from idle to jump, etc. And you see here that the if new action not equal self action, so it's if it's different, self action will be in a new action, and so self framing the animation will start again from 0, and self dot update time, and the time will be back to restarted here. And we will see also that the frame index here, if it's more than the length of the animation list of that action, and each action has a different length, the frame index will return to 0. So that's how I explain the code that Russ has made, and that makes this cool game that is explaining work. It's very easy, made very well, and we're just waiting for the next tutorial and maybe to explain it again. Thank you, and see you next time.